the No Time to Waste podcast. And I'm your guide, Marcus Murray. And we've got an amazing guest. So, the question of the night is God real? The reason that's important is as we go through this. 52-week, 365-day journey of transformation, a lot of people would have to acknowledge the question that in order for us to be in life, we must have some concept or clue that there is a power far greater than us. Transformation is critical in order to go from poverty to wealth, from failure to success, from average to extraordinary. It is going to take a remarkable process of transformation. And I would submit to you that one of the keys to transformation is recognition that there is a God. You know, in the old days when it seemed like we had so much time, I'm sure we all remember going through that phase in life. I'm sure you remember wondering, is there really a God? Is that concept really true? And we live our lives and we go through that period where we're experimenting and exploring and we're reading about the different concepts and whether or not we actually came from snails or turtles or something in the middle. You finally get to a point when your back is against the wall that you must realize that there is a God, there is a power far greater than us, and there is a divine plan for creation. So, as we go through this segment, this particular episode, we're going to get a chance to talk with a gentleman who has a remarkable story, who actually came all the way from another country in search of the American dream, only to get here and find out that the dream is sometimes flawed. Every now and then, we realize that in order to go from point A to point B, there are going to be some trials, some tribulations, and some struggles. But at the end of the day, you, my friend, will win. As we are going through this journey of transformation, you're going to get an opportunity to hear from both authors and individuals that may not be authors, but we, through their stories, will get a chance to read a chapter or two from their lives. So I am really, really excited to bring this gentleman on. He's backstage right now, and we're going to bring him to the forefront so that you get an opportunity to meet him. And I'd like to say this all the way from the extraordinary country of Venezuela. I have had the privilege of knowing this gentleman now since somewhere in the neighborhood of 2008 until present. So it's been a lot of years. And through all of the years, I've had a chance to travel with him through his journey. And I'm so excited to be able to have the incredible man himself, Jesus Timor. Jesus, are you on the line? Can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you, Marco, for those wonderful words. I mean, good evening. Pleasure,
Man,
pleasure to be with you here.
I am so glad that you're here. I want you to know that the last episode, we were talking about something that you are going to just immediately jump all over because I was explaining to people once you get to my point in life, a lot of us, once we get to the point where we're 44 and beyond, when there are more years behind us than ahead of us, it's very critical that we really, for lack of a better word, wake up, stand up, take control, and actually move with authority. And the reason why is because although there's more time back there than out there, we are right now positioned to win. Now, what's interesting about your story, Jesus, is that you originated in the beautiful country of Venezuela and you had an opportunity to hear about America and then one day to actually travel here, and then to make the decision to make America your home. So I'd like for you to just share with the listeners a little bit about your journey. What was that like?
Yeah, actually, I mean, like you say, I mean, it was a journey. Born in a small city in Venezuela, Barquisimeto, raised by a single mom. My parents divorced when I was 5, 6.
Mm,
I mean, at that age, I had to make a life decision. My dad at that time, he told me to choose your mom or me.
mm,
And was wise at that moment. I choose my mom, but it was a decision that a kid shouldn't be made at that age. However, my mom, I mean, he did an amazing job to raise me and to introduce me to the sports. Age of 8 years old, because she was working a lot. She left me with a babysitter. I have a lot of needs, and I always around women. Um, she made the decision, okay, I'm gonna put him on to do something outside the house, like in this sport activity, and he took me to play baseball at the young age, 8 around that. While she was working 2 days a week, I was spending 4 hours in that field, Tuesday and Thursday. I remember. I started having fun. I mean, connected with my friends, playing baseball. Um, Long story short, when I was a teenager, I realized that I had an opportunity actually to become a professional
Mm.
in that sport. They began like a hobby, but I was blessed to be surrounded with a group of friends. They all in the same team. We were pursuing the career. We ended up out of the 20 players on that amateur team. 14 of us became professional baseball players, which is, I
Wow.
mean, it's amazing. So it was like, we growing and we pushing each other to succeed. Um, Man, I was so blessed. I mean, I was rich with the life that was happening. I didn't have that much on the material side, but as for friendship, I was rich. I was doing what I like it, surround with great friends. I mean, able actually to sign a contract to play professional baseball with the Marlins. Um, and when they told me there was my opportunity to come to the United States, which is a dream for us coming from another country, and the embassy, when I went to pick up my visa, I find I mean, he was a young guy by the name Miguel Cabrera, which is very well known in Detroit. And he was there because the organization he signed him at the same year that I have to come to United States. So that's the first time that I met him. I
Wow.
had the opportunity to play with him for a couple of years. We became roommates here in United States. Man, it was a journey.
Amazing. So what's critical about this, I noticed that you talked about, well, number one, the decision that you had to make as a child, a decision that many of our viewers and listeners have had to make, being children, choosing between mom and dad. Then being in a situation where you're growing up with a single mom, but the mom had a vision for your life. Mom wanted you to do something great, and she knew that sports would be your way out. And then you were able to surround yourself with a group of like minded young men that were all dreaming and believing for greatness and being able to succeed. And then hopefully one day being able to make it over to America. So that tells us a lot about association, right? As many of our listeners are now 44 and beyond, some are 50 and beyond, 60 and beyond, some 70 and beyond. What's critical here is throughout the journey of life, the associations, the people that we choose to associate with. Jesus, would you say that's very important? That had a lot to do with your success?
Yeah, very important. Now looking back, I mean, and just right here on point, uh, that group of friends in that specific team that was playing back there, the the most of the whole team became professionals. I wasn't supposed to play in that team because that was a team that was located on the good side of the city. Let's put it that way. But for some reason, they picked me to help them after the championship from the other team that was in the side where I was living with not much resources. And exactly what you say, by the proximity, I was able to watch this family, planning together. I mean, they support their kids. They're talking about and a structure to put a business with the family. Something I wasn't able to follow on my home.
Hmm.
So now by looking at that, I saw it is possible, to dream. It is possible actually to think that I can become, in this case, a professional baseball player. So
Wow.
it was exactly for what you say, the proximity was very important.
And you know what's amazing about that, Jesus, is a lot of people, which actually leads us into the question that we open this segment up, this episode with, is there a God? What you said is, but for some reason, they chose me. For some reason, they chose me. And what I want you to do is expound on that some reason, because there are people that are listening that for some reason you tuned in. I believe the reason that you tuned in is absolutely directly connected to the fact that there is a God who is concerned about you. And for some reason, Jesus, even though you were living on the wrong side of the tracks, you were living in the worst part of the town, but for some reason, they called you.
Yeah, I mean the mercy of God. I mean, God is so amazing because you cannot take credit for that transition, for that plan. I mean, it was just grace, grace. Now looking back, I mean, uh, you can see how everything happened for a reason. So God used everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything for a reason. So I never felt the need to have my dad with me. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure I will be, taking advantage of the fatherhood provided for my father, but I didn't have that need because he put me in the environment that I felt love. My friends' fathers, they were used fulfilling that role because
Yes.
we all together traveling to different cities, so I never feel like that need. So that was the goodness of God, definitely. So
So we agree that God's hand was in the whole circumstance. And we agree that God uses everything for your good. We agree, just like you just said, that he uses the good, he uses the bad, he uses the ugly. What I've been sharing with everyone, Jesus, is that regardless of what has happened in your past, it was only allowed in your life to take you to a higher level. Actually, some of the pain that we've gone through, some of the disappointment that we've gone through, some of the hurt, the anguish, the setbacks, all of the trials, the tribulations, the losses, the failures, actually empowered us with a unique intuitiveness to be able to recognize pain in others so that we could be the hands and the feet of God, so that we could actually be the ones that touch the wounds and touch the hurts of others so that we could help them. So, Jesus, I believe, just like you, that although it was difficult growing up without a dad, God made provision for the absence of your father. Is that right?
yeah, I mean, it was a unique presence, until now, until these days. I mean, I'm not claiming that I have all the answers or my life is perfect. No, far than that. However, when I understood, first of all, the enemy can touch me. They cannot touch me. I mean, God allowed to the enemy. They put their limits. They put it away. He cannot touch his son or his daughter.
Mm,
And understanding that God is preparing you in those tough moments. He's building you. The only thing that we have to do is to have faith. Maybe we don't understand at the moment, but we know that our Father, He loves us.
mm.
So right now, I have an incident with my son, and I had to put a discipline, and but in my mind, I wasn't thinking to damage him.
Mhm, mhm.
I know I had to correct him. It will hurt because he's crying, you know, he hurts, but I know it's for his good. He won't kill him, but he will appreciate later. He will realize, you know what? Now I'm wiser.
Mm.
Now I know better. And he can avoid some problems in the future. So same thing like our father. I mean, he never leave us. I mean, as long we understand that everything is gonna help us to fulfill his purpose in us. We don't control anything. So we just
Oof.
have to be faithful, enjoy it day by day. I mean, just be grateful. Be grateful, God. I mean, I don't understand now the whole equation, but what I know that you love me.
Mm.
I mean, your plan is greater. I mean, that's all. I mean, and have faith. Pretty much that's my humble advice.
Wow, that is so good. That is so good because so many people feel, Jesus, like because their life isn't perfect, or because they've had setbacks, or because they may have failed in the past, or because they didn't succeed in the past, or they were fired in the past, or they didn't get the promotion, or they were overlooked, or they were mistreated. I actually, Jesus, if you can imagine this, today I had an opportunity. There was a meeting. My wife does, LaDonna does a ministry to women, with women, and they were gathering, and I was there to serve all the ladies for this particular event. And one of the ladies there, an adult woman, is a nurse, and she was sharing how good God had been, that there was someone on her job that had been harassing her and really mistreating her. And this person, after praying about this, praying to her father, saying, Lord, I need your help, because this nurse is driving me nuts, and she's really bullying me. And then out of the blue, the management at the hospital, they come to the unit and say, you need to come with us. We're relieving you of your duties. Prayer makes a huge difference in the lives of people. But here was an adult woman who's facing challenges in the workplace. Most people, Jesus, think, if I'm facing a challenge, maybe there's no God, or maybe God is turned against me. What would you say?
Oh no, this is the thing. I mean, the enemy they won't pick, somebody weak on God's kingdom. So actually, if you're doing the right thing, because this is the thing, sometimes we get in trouble ourselves, right? But if you're doing the right thing and the wrong thing happen, you have to step back and realize, I mean, what's going on? I mean, I'm doing my best. I mean, and this attacking me. I mean, some people gossiping about me. I mean, the only thing that we can still doing is doing the right thing, because
Mm.
at the end everything is going to come out. I mean, there is justice. I mean, not only in heaven. I mean, I see it. I mean, God will give you the opportunity, I mean, to reivindicate you, to honor you. I mean, as long as you stay, humble and understand that the attack is normal. It's normal. It's not doesn't it doesn't feel good, but you're a child of God, so you're
Mm.
anointed. So that's why the attack
Wow.
is coming.
That's so good. Jesus, this is what I'd like to do, because our segment is only 20 minutes. However, if you are willing, I would be willing to do another episode, just so that we can dive into some of the reading that actually changed your life. What is it that you were reading that actually caused you to experience transformation, to go from a kid in poverty to a kid that suddenly began to dream for more? I'd like to talk about that if you're willing to come back. Are you willing?
100%. I mean, I'm here.
Wonderful. So don't go anywhere, because we are going to bring you right back, my friend. We appreciate you so very much, Jesus. And the bottom line, I want to let everyone know, you need to tune into the very next episode. It's going to follow this one immediately. And I just want to take my hat off and just thank you, Jesus, for
Thank you.
joining with us. Man, we truly, truly appreciate you sharing. And get ready, because we've got more questions for you, my friend, because you are a mighty warrior, and we are excited to be in this transformation journey with you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know that I appreciate you taking the time to tune in with us. And I appreciate you journaling. If there's anything that you hear or learn that impacts your life, why don't you put that in your journal and take a moment, click the like button below, and share this episode with a friend. By the next week, they have phone lines that are going in where you'll be able to send text messages directly to me that I'll be able to answer. Now, we'll take this last 20 seconds to acknowledge our sponsor and host, which is Care Michigan. Care Michigan is a Michigan based case management and care coordination company located in the city of Troy. If you or anyone you know has been severely injured in a motor vehicle accident, please call Care Michigan at 1 833 696 2626. Again, 1 833 696 2626. And we look forward to seeing you on the next episode where we will finish our conversation with Jesus Temor. Take care for now, and we'll see you shortly. Let's go.